is the best episode we've ever done. Nothing else has broken me like this. Nothing else has broken me like this. Nothing else has broken me like this.
MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by
Christ. Kill it.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
I can assure you that I was not groomed since birth to have some cushy job that even a moron like you could perform. While you were still learning how to spell your name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
And the winner is John Travolta.
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. Now, I'll let you guys into a little bit of our personal lives. The last couple times we've been getting ready to film the show, we've been listening to the Flintstones soundtrack, the first movie with John Goodman, and I think it's been pretty great. A lot of nice surprises on there. We have some B-52s, some stereo MCs, crash test dummies.
Weird Al.
Weird Al, of course. The song I Showed a Caveman How to Rock by Us 3, which is apparently a hip-hop group I hadn't heard of previous to this.
It's
but
US 3.
Is it US 3 or Us 3?
It's Us 3.
It's Us 3. And it's pretty great.
You are pathetic.
And also, I would like to say thank you to anyone watching this. We've recently had our first ever Enzo Sorrentino Film Festival, which was a very kick-ass time. Had some cool people come out to laugh with us at the incomprehensibility. And it went really well, and it was fun. It was what we wanted it to be. It was a great night for you guys. So if you were there, thank you very much. We hope to do more soon.
You can't tell people it was a great night for them.
What's up?
You can't tell people it was a great night for them.
Also, you'll see this about 3 weeks after we had the Enzo Sorrentino Festival.
But the fact is that someone, by someone I mean Spectre, is going to watch it, and for a second he's going to go, wow, that was a nice memory. And it'll just be a nice moment.
And our friends from Anaheim.
And our friends from Anaheim.
Congratulations.
So, all that is to say, we are in a nice little pocket here, personally, having some fun. But today that's all been ruined, because today was a terrible idea. This is probably the tritest of all the trite nights we can do because, Mateo, I've been hearing about this being a titanic piece of crapola since before I knew you existed and had met you out here.
Really?
This is the year 2000s, but taking place in the movie in the year 3000. The infamous, oft-mocked Battlefield Earth, starring John Travolta, based on a novel by his beloved savior, L. Ron Hubbard. And, you know, kind of like Wild Wild West, I said, well, what if I sit down and watch this and I have all the expectations of it being bad, so it actually flips it on its head, and I'm like, wow, this was a blast.
And that would be my belt buckle. Gordon, when you're telling this story to your grandkids, you make sure that you leave this part out. Don't worry.
This was absolutely terrible, no joke. This was really terrible. Sometimes with these trite night ones, you always wonder, is it going to be as bad as it was? I thought this was absolutely awful.
Right.
Without a shred of anything to cling on to. I want to see...
This lived up to the absolute...
It really did.
Hype.
Yes.
It really, truly did.
How bad it was.
I want to see if I can... You guys correct me. I want to see if I can break down a loose plot thing because... Yes, I'm so shocked. I want to see if I have even a shred of this correct.
That'll be the day.
Because on a normal day, when this is functioning well, it's, you know, hard to remember stuff with the misfires going on in the synapses. So let's see if this titanic piece of crap ain't connected. So we have John Travolta playing Terrell.
Terrell.
It's spelled T-E-R-L, so it's...
Don't be touching my Battlefield Earth cups, especially Terrell.
Aqua team.
You just stay here and guard my Battlefield Earth cups. Especially Turtle.
So he plays Terrell, who's an alien warlord, and this...
He's a scientist, head of security.
He's a member of the race Silo.
Yes.
Or the
Silo.
planet Silo.
Cyclo.
I'll be damned.
Cyclo.
Cyclo.
Oh, they do the
So John Travolta is part of a race that looks like they're people cosplaying Amy Winehouse in drag.
It's cyberpunk Amy Winehouse.
Cybergoth. His species, the Cyclos, have been invading planets and mining their resources, and now they've done it to Earth. So they've turned Earth into a wasteland where people look like cavemen in the year 3000, and they're enslaved. But now they're like, hey, we got to get some gold.
Before we do that, we have to have some coffee.
So what we're going to do is we're going to teach the human animals to speak our language so that we can bribe them with rats.
Do you want lunch?
And the winner is John Travolta.
Because he says, let's release them in the wild, and whatever they eat first is their favorite food, so they eat rats.
Food.
That's their favorite food.
Of course it is. They could have selected anything they wanted.
But it's not even cooked.
And then he's like, we're going to teach them to speak our language, even though the movie doesn't establish they're both speaking English, but they can't understand each other.
Yes.
And then once they eat
Maybe
rats,
we should
he's
go
like,
through it piece by piece.
he starts throwing in their face, like, you're going to eat this rat in order
You
to
to go for your lunch?
find some gold. And then they're like, okay, we do want this rat, so we're going to look for gold. They get the gold, but then they're like, we're going to...
You want this, don't you?
You want this, don't you?
And it's like, we're going to fight back against them because we have this
Emperor Palpatine,
gun.
but as a rat instead of a lightsaber.
And then the
Barry Pepper.
Barry Pepper leads a revolt.
That's Eric Stoltz.
Barry Pepper leads a revolt against the
From
Turtles.
Anaconda.
And they fight. And in the end, they get Forrest Whitaker to lock John Travolta up in a cage.
But they take...
That was my... Oh, right, they take fighting lessons.
It's a learning machine. Teach us to fly.
Listen,
flying
what the hell
lesson.
happened? What the hell happened?
In a flight
What the hell happened?
And they find planes that work still after 1,000 years.
I cannot believe how much this lived up to the hype. Mateo, could you do me a favor and just read that quote on the back of the box? Because I think everyone needs to know what they chose to highlight on this freaking back.
This is from Joe Blow's Movies
Just
Emporium.
read the first 3 words.
Great scene transitions. There are 24 wipe transition. That's the only transition.
Dude, how do you say? I mean, I'm not saying that can't be a fun thing in the movie,
It's just
but
a
the
weird
fact
thing
that it's
to-
singled out
Yes.
as the back of the box quote is hilarious. Great scene transitions, Richard Roper.
And some of the better special effects of the year.
What?
Probably he's never seen any other movie that year.
I mean, even for 2000, that looks...
It's very rough, guys.
The film was Fast, Furious, and just a good old time at theaters.
Pathetic.
Then again,
Great scene transitions. It's like they show you the first cut and they're like, so what do you think? And you're like, it had great scene transitions. Every scene just went right into the next one.
say something positive.
What happened, man? What is going on?
I don't know.
Why does this exist? Explain how this happened.
He micromanaged that movie for months, every day. He'd come in giggling and he'd say, you got to see this. And he's showing us the rushes from Battlefield Earth. He's literally getting daily rushes, the shots for the day. And he's, when he's done, pulling out his dictaphone.
Allow me to demonstrate.
And he is dictating all his commentary on every shot, shooting it back as an order to Arthur Services.
Did they have a broken tripod for the entire film?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole movie is.
Did I get any of the plot right?
Dutch angle.
Like when you said that, I thought, like, okay, we're gonna see a few of them, and we're just.
It's every shot.
It's just fun to exaggerate it, but every shot is a Dutch angle.
So the things I remember because there's
You
a
saw it in
lot.
theaters?
There's a lot. Yes.
That's disgusting.
Yes.
Imagine what it felt like.
There's a lot history, and I'm sure that I'm missing something, and I will drop other stuff. But the first idea to make this movie was in 1983, and John Travolta was attached to
L. Ron Hubbard's dick.
to play Johnny Goodboy
Who
Tyler.
would choose the name Johnny 1,000 years in the future? And was it Johnny Goodboy?
That's not even the thing. His name is Johnny Goodboy
Tyler.
Cox.
So
wait, I'm sorry. The novel existed in '83.
Yes.
Like so.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, how would they not have evolved to different names at that point, or at least not a stupid nickname like Johnny?
And this is the first chapter of a trilogy of one chapter, because this one tanked spectacularly.
Right.
This is a movie that actually came out already with a bad reputation.
Yeah.
It was not something that you say, oh, it comes out, you go see it, and then word of mouth. No, it arrived in the theaters already tarnished.
By the studio?
Everyone just knew.
Everybody, yes, it was something that.
Word of mouth is getting
plus,
around.
they were
Smell it
saying,
on you.
oh, Dianetics, Scientology, blah, blah, blah.
It's my plan.
Now, here's what the lore, again, is extremely nebulous, like for King Kong. See, our episode on King Kong is much better.
Wrong.
It's apparently, they contacted several writers and they say, no, this is not a Scientology movie. It's just like a sci-fi movie. But
they told me what I wanted to hear, and I wanted to hear it. And they told me this has nothing to do with Scientology. We had a writer from Scientology, and the script is completely unusable. We're not following the book literally. In fact, John's going to play the main character, and the main character in the book is like a young, like 17-year-old or 18-year-old, and John's a middle-aged man at this point. And we just want a big Star Wars movie, and it's going to be really fun, and just told me everything I want to hear. And John Travolta was like, he was really good at making me feel really special, and this is going to be a great movie and all of this.
they started to rewrite, and John Travolta was fairly present on the rewrite. Travolta asked...
He's just going to sit in the back corner and stare at us the entire time while we write?
In costume?
Travolta asked Quentin Tarantino to write. There were other people, and apparently George Lucas recommended Oscar-winning Robert Christian was his name.
Bro, I think you got it right.
Yeah. No. Oscar-winning for set decoration in Star Wars, and second unit director, I think.
Which Star Wars?
A New Hope.
Oh. That's the beauty of it.
If we were to stage a revolt, only using weapons that they don't perceive as any real threat, if we just use rocks and sticks, they're just gonna herd us together and throw us back in the cages. But we're gonna stage this revolt inside the dome. So the cyclos are gonna have to come inside the city to round us up. And that is when we blow the dome.
So anyways, time goes by. Eventually they make the movie, but MGM dropped it, and I think New Line or some other company dropped it.
It leaves MGM, and it goes to Fox 2000. And I got paid a lot of money, and I wrote the script. And 2 or 3 days before I turned the script in, Fox 2000 was out. And the project got picked up by Franchise Films, which isn't a real film company. They're a financing company who has since gotten in a lot of trouble. But so when I turned the script in, there was no studio. There were no executives. It was just John and his producing partner. And as far as I can tell, spiritual advisors came in to fill that void, because there's no real record of what the development was at that point, because it was no longer a studio movie.
Enters this, again, my memory is Franchise Pictures with a budget of $77 million, which eventually turns out to be $44 million. So they kind of like embellished a little bit.
Fours kind of look like sevens.
Yes, upside down. And apparently the director said, I had $21 million to make the movie. And the director of photography said, I had the smallest light set part.
This is a flashlight. Work with it.
Yes. And that's the sun. So,
that's for the day shoots. This for the night shoots. Got it, pal? We're heading for lunch. Make magic.
Well, if you don't want to do it that way, we could always do it by the book.
So
John Travolta's wig must have smelled like...
Eventually, the franchise went bankrupt because it was... they found out that they cooked the books or whatever stuff. But John Travolta.
For this specifically? Or
Yes.
Oh.
John Travolta introduced this movie as better than Star Wars, and this is gonna be, he says something like, this is gonna be the Schindler's List of sci-fi.
And that is final.
His quoted words, not mine.
He looked like he barely gave a shit through the entire production.
Yes, he forgot how to act.
A concubine.
No,
It
no,
could
no.
be anybody in the communications office.
Wrong.
I hate these things. I feel like it's a test that I'm not prepared for. Well, hell, it could even be a friendly bartender.
And the winner is John Travolta.
And
We
such.
don't need. All we
But-
need to do is loop the scene where he bashes his head to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Badass, and let's go round the lot. Crap, lousy ceiling. 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 Crap, lousy ceiling.
Now,
It's like a shaved Wookiee.
halfway through it.
Yeah.
Now,
Just take the face off, please.
this is all
Disgusting.
something that I don't know if it's verified or not, but apparently
We saw a sneak preview just before it came out. There's like 12 people in this whole theater, and we watched the movie, and he's sitting next to me, and he's like, right when the initial credits are coming on, he's nudging me like this. Just look at this. I can't believe this is. I'm telling you, this is a Hollywood movie. And okay, I mean, he was blown away. He thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened.
he was absolutely enthralled by the movie. He
Oh,
was,
really?
Yes, he was. This gentleman, his vice, I mean, the right arm, or whatever it was, said that
When we went out into the parking lot on the way out, he says, "Get John on the phone," and he's going, "John, blow away, blow away. The old man would be so proud of you."
and as the movie
I didn't realize
tanked,
he was having a stroke.
as the movie tanked, he stepped away and he said,
So flash forward, opening weekend was the next weekend. Already on Saturday morning, every site was already talking about Turkey of the century and all that other business, you know. He just cancels as if, you know, we're just going to forget what happened for the past 8 months of this matter of him micromanaging the whole thing and then worshiping John Travolta when the final product came out. And he's distancing himself. I mean, it's not we, it's them. And that cocksucker.
so there was this kind of like,
I was just watching it.
yes, and apparently even Tom Cruise was saying,
Cruise turns to Miscavige and goes, "Hey, Dave, what's up with JT?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "BE, man, Battlefield Earth." And Miscavige goes, "Oh, that piece of shit." He goes, "Listen, man, if I had anything to do with that, if I had any power, that thing never would have been made. I mean, yeah, he's got some out ethics, but it's getting taken care of." Good. Tom's like, "Good. Jesus Christ. I mean, God, I don't know what he's thinking."
I wouldn't have done this.
Why was Tom Cruise involved?
Scientology.
Oh.
yes.
Crap, lousy ceiling.
So
But that's...
even if, as you saw the movie, it doesn't have any.
Tom? What are you doing here?
This is going to be a bad look for Scientology.
No, because if you're thinking, we watch the replicator, no, the
Reconciler.
reconciler. Yes.
Reconciler.
You understand? Okay, is a movie with a religious message throughout, or at least a religious moral or a lesson. This one doesn't seem to be. It's just like a bad movie.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's based on the first half of the book Battlefield
I would be
Earth.
embarrassed to still claim to be a Scientologist for watching this.
Yes.
I don't mind.
Why does anyone believe in Scientology?
It's like I can
Like, at
forgive-
least with other religions, you have, like, it's like 8 million years old, so it has its roots of, like, you just can't rip them up. But how is
Yeah.
some new guy like, and then there were aliens, and then people are like, yeah, totally, that's the
Rumor
path.
has it that Scientology was actually born out of a bet.
Yeah, you've told me that, and I believe it. But why are people, like, giving up their lives for it? They don't even have the excuse of it being old.
I mean, people want to give their lives up for anything.
Well, I guess that's the best answer.
If you promise a religion that doesn't require you to be too much involved or having to go to places and stuff like that, and promises you success and money, of course.
I don't mind.
But yes, it does seem that much more ridiculous when it's like, okay, these myths and legends are like 50, 60
Yeah.
years old, or at least they were put pen to paper that long ago. When did L. Ron Hubbard die?
I don't know.
Well, thank God
So
he's dead.
he was just. He was just a science fiction writer.
Yes.
Who created a religion for fun.
Yes.
And then people actually were like, well, this is how life is. And now they'll sue you if you talk bad about it.
Yes.
I don't.
Or if you abandon the umbrella. That's it. No.
But yeah, it's not heavy-handed in terms of what you're trying to.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like at all.
It's just base level
I
sci-fi.
don't know too much about Scientology or the values or what they.
We watched the documentary together.
Yes. Yes.
The last thing of this movie is that it had the distinction with Showgirls to be the movie with most Razzie nomination with 7. It won 6. I think that the only one who didn't win was Forrest Whitaker as a supporting actor.
Who is Forrest Whitaker's brother that looks exactly like him?
Forrest Whitgiver.
Oh, I get it. He has like a twin, right?
Wow, that was great. I was in the bathroom when I thought of that joke, and I was like,
Right
and
now?
then you just gave me an opportunity to use it. I was in the bathroom before and I thought about it.
Okay, thank you. Because you're on my couch.
Forrest Whitgiver.
But he has a twin, right? And a lot of people get confused.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Ken or something.
What are you
Kern?
talking about, man?
He has a twin, and a lot of times when you think you see Forrest Whitaker in a film, it's
No,
actually
you're
his
thinking
twin
of John
brother.
Heater.
Yeah, they're so
Yo,
alike.
John Heater and
No, he has a twin.
Yeah,
he came
and-
to.
And so Linda Hamilton.
Everyone thought.
Yeah,
Everyone.
I never knew. And Pedro.
Everyone thought that we were. He would come into John's back when Napoleon was like 2004. We were at John's like 2007. So it was still kind of like a hot thing. And I was like, dude, are you Napoleon? He was like, no, I'm his brother. And we were all like, okay, you just don't want the attention. Then I was like, oh shit, he's got a twin brother. The guy's not lying. Unless they just switch off.
You killed him already though.
John Todd Heater. Anyway, I wasn't making a joke. John Heater has an exact twin brother.
I know.
Yeah, and
I'm saying.
Linda Hamilton, they saved a lot of money and for the final sequence of Terminator 2, when the T-1000 appears as as Sarah Connors, and then there is Sarah Connors behind her, is actually her sister.
Full House employed the same tactics with Michelle in several dream sequence or fantasy sequences.
And don't forget about Cousin Stavros.
Yes. Well,
And what's his name from what's the show? One of the protagonists of Dazed and Confused, he has a twin brother. He's Jason London.
Oh yeah, Jeremy London.
Jeremy
One of them
London
is
and
in
Jason
Mallrats, and the
London,
other
yes.
one is in Sharpshooters.
And yes, and one of them
Sharks.
is in the Party of Five.
River Shark Titty Club.
Anything but talking about this movie.
I don't mind.
So this movie basically just has the look of that it stinks like 18,000 people at a festival under a hot Texas sun that don't have soap, and they've been out there for like 6 days just sweating on friggin' mushrooms and acid, and they just
it's disgusting. The whole
body
film,
odor is just
set,
coagulating
design,
in the air.
Costumes is so unappealing.
The air is thick with the stench.
Roger Ebert said it best.
Our first movie is an unholy mess named Battlefield Earth. Let's not beat around the bush. This is one of the ugliest, the most incomprehensible movies I've ever seen. It's like spending 2 hours in the intergalactic town dump with a lot of people who need a bath and a trip to the dentist.
The movie smells. You can smell it through the TV. Every part of it looks greasy and unwashed.
Smell-o-vision, yes.
It's disgusting. Let's break down some of the scenes.
That'll be the day.
Carlo's gonna blow the dome. They want to have breath masks on.
They can't breathe.
They all die.
Carlo? Me? I'm gonna blow the dome.
You're gonna blow the dome.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake, piece of cake, piece of cake.
It's so bad.
This has every just unappealing aspect of sci-fi that
So this
doesn't.
This is a good encapsulation of what. Wait, sci-fi is a bad genre for you?
No, just
But it's kind of like it's okay. It's got for a good correlation. It's like the horror movies where it's like, my daughter, something's wrong with her. I have to take her to a doctor's office in the middle of a dark London flat, and there's a ghost, and we can't see it. So most of it's just a psychological horror movie. And then you guys are like, oh yeah,
by the way, I think.
Yes. Switch.
Yeah, let's do a quick. Okay.
So is it kind of like that? Like this is the type of sci-fi you despise, like me with the psychological horror.
I guess
it's really bad, man.
I'm sure. Dune is great.
It can't do it, right?
But it's just
can't do it.
All so beige and gray, and just.
Have you heard them talk?
Nice.
You sent me that reel. Oh, the Earth.7 have gone to the Glock Gloop to the.
But just
soon we'll do Dune by David Lynch. That's gonna be fun.
The way they speak like old English knights and kings and just comes across.
Anything with Chalamet is hard.
Huh?
Anything with Chalamet in it is hard.
Chalamet.
He's just such a young, foppish woman. It's
hard
so
like
hard
that.
to have him in a movie and then be like, oh, I'm enjoying this, you know?
Really?
But this was the same. It just kept thinking back to sci-fi original
movie.
series from 2000, Farscape. Just awful, unappealing character designs. Basic. Even the makeup is. The hands look like a Troll 2 Muppet.
Let me give you some advice, you dwarfs. Get out of here, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's just so casually done. Just some pubes stuck on top, just fat, chubby thumbs, and like a sixth finger sticking out the side there that doesn't even bend properly.
Yeah.
So when you see the creases in the latex when they're curling their hands, and everyone's just this disgusting, matted beehive Amy Winehouse wig on. Their heads are sticking up like cone heads, and they're wearing these giant, thick Spice Girl like boots. And like, how is this an appealing character design?
Because as I told you,
they're all like
they were supposed to be 9 feet tall, something like that. And of course, the special effects couldn't afford to do a kind of like a Lord of the Rings. It would have been too much.
We can do like 5'12" tops.
Yes. So they went with the taller head and the big boots, and they're always walking.
You got it, because they're all just like stumbling through this set like they don't want to fall and crack a knee cap. Oh, we forgot about. So Johnny escapes. Johnny leaves to find. Wait, why does he leave the compound, the cave people in the first place?
Have you blown a head gasket?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so Johnny.
They all look like Flintstones extras.
Why would? God, please. Okay.
No, you were question. What was your question?
No, Johnny. I don't know why Johnny leaves the cave. He lives with some cave people.
See.
His name is Johnny Goodboy Turlington.
What is that?
This might help us.
It's like old 50s doo-wop singer, Johnny Goodboy.
Oh, by the way, is loaded with the edge of your seat action and extremely cool special effects.
Stop talking again.
How would you describe the special effects? They're extremely cool.
Yes. Earth. It is the year 3000.
Well, you guys are talking about the ankle scene.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
Man is an endangered species.
Do you want lunch?
This original... This original and innovative saga of alien conquest and human rebellion is filled with humor.
What? Wait, bashes his head on the wall?
Yes, I guess.
Crap lousy ceiling!
Slapstick and then adventure and, and jeopardy. Mixed with special effects that are completely real combined together for an explosive and highly entertaining movie that will leave you exhausted. Yes!
God, this film was just exhausting.
I don't mind.
I can't breathe. Why didn't we rewind the scene where he bashes his head into the
In a role as you've never seen him, John Travolta stars as a cruelly destructive turtle. Turtle.
Like a little kid gets pronounced turtle.
His name was Tyler, but he had the tongue stuck on
he swallowed his own tongue. He swallowed his own tongue again.
Alien Security Chief of Earth. Barry Pepper is Earth's fiery rebel leader, Johnny Goodboy Tyler.
What does that mean?
And Forrest Whitaker.
Why would those words still exist 1,000 years?
Oh, I missed this part. Actually, in the movie, not here. And Forrest Whitaker as Thur's hilarious. Do you remember all the laughter that we did? And deceptive assistant Kerr.
Let him tell about the ankles. Talk about the ankles.
Wait, all right, so we should get into a little...
Johnny Goodboy Kachiko.
Oh, but by the way, this version here, the special edition, and it's edited for home video because there's 2 more minutes that we were deprived from in the movie theaters. So imagine that.
It's supposed to be red, right?
No, it's not supposed to be red.
Don't worry, your voice is picked up by any other microphone.
I can't breathe, guys. This is the one that actually broke.
Just really quick. 1,000 years in the future, humans have been so pulled away from the society they've known, they've gotten very, very stupid.
Yes. And the aliens are not bright either.
The aliens are stupid too. And I'm like, oh wait, are they playing this for comedy? What are they doing here? Is it satire for how an invading race can be just as stupid as the people they're enslaving? Or,
I suppose so.
But they're supposed to be like crazy advanced alien species and races, built spaceships and weaponry and this and that. But they're like, they seem to be asking basic questions, not understanding. Plus, they also don't establish. They also don't establish that they can't speak to each other because everyone's just speaking English.
Yes.
And then at a certain point, you're like, oh wait, they're speaking their own alien language at a certain point.
They're both speaking English, and then the movie expects us to know that they're speaking different languages.
Then they teach Johnny
they
their
project
language.
him.
They shine a flashlight in his face for an hour.
Yes.
And he can speak their language.
And supposedly they infuse him with knowledge.
Yeah. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
It's like we're giving you every single tool to lead an uprising to take us down and destroy us.
Hold on. I need to get into the.
Hold on. I'm trying to get.
I want to talk about the rats.
I know what you want to talk about.
You'll get there.
So we just have to accept that humans don't really know anything. They're not really capable. They're almost cavemen. They're brutish, and then they don't have any access to books anymore. No one lives in the city, I guess, because they were all scared of the deserts.
And they have to get the gold for the aliens.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then we can get the gold.
What do you mean we? It's my plan. I'm sending the gold to Cyclo, then I'm getting off this stinking planet.
Oh, come on, sir.
And they decide to rebel somehow.
But everything they learn and how they learn, and I can understand Johnny because he's at least in that machine that he's getting everything blown into his face. But everyone else is just like kind of picking this up as they go, and they're like arming nuclear bombs and flying military-grade jet fighters and using their weapons.
He's teaching at a certain point to them the triangle.
Look, this symbol is called a triangle. If all the sides are equal, then these 3 angles must also be equal.
Equal to what?
How it works, and it looks like they say, okay, this is important because this is gonna help us.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't come to play.
Well, I think that was at least supposed to be like, hey, this is the universal language of math and science.
Yeah,
yes. But I'm assuming that he at least can understand it enough to be like, okay, I'm going to learn how all this stuff works. But like, it happens within the span of a week.
Yeah.
Because they say they're gonna have them mine for gold for 2 weeks. And then Turtle's like, don't try to go anywhere. And the metal sheet comes out of the wall. He's like, I got you on camera. But then they're like flying back and forth between DC and the mining spot. But no one notices they're gone. And they give them gold bricks that are like perfectly melted into that shape, and he's like, "Oh, why'd you smelt it? How'd you smelt it?" Like, he doesn't ask.
Why is it in bars?
I assume, sir, that the cyclo of your refinement wouldn't settle for anything as coarse as raw ore.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks, everybody is able to train on how to fly the jet.
Yeah, they have a whole and plus, like you said, they hold up. It's not like were they in an underground bunker?
Yeah, and then also it's established that the aliens have cameras everywhere. They even have bottom cameras, and when the rebels are training, all of a sudden they don't see them.
Yes.
You're right. It's like breaking a horse.
You sure you can teach your men to fly this?
Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
They teach them to fly a ship too. I don't know if that's to get to the goals.
Wait, listen.
Hold on. Listen, this is why we need to do this synopsis more of it in broken down way so we can remember all this.
I need to ask a question.
What the hell are you talking about?
Greener, it's Carla. Explosives are set. Can I blow the dome?
I need to ask a question.
How can I breathe?
He was saying, let's let them loose into the desert, and the first thing they eat is going to tell us what their favorite food is.
Yes,
so then we can bribe them with that. So then after every knowledge blasting session, he has a dead rat, and he's just being like, "You want to eat it yet?" No, I mean that was his plan, right?
No, it's like, okay, we need
let them eat their favorite food and then bribe them with it.
We need something to bribe him with.
Yes.
So what do you think their favorite food is? And like at this point, they haven't established the English thing, the language thing. So I'm like, wait, why don't you just ask him what he likes to eat?
Speaking the same way.
And like, wait, okay, why aren't they talking? Why aren't they having more communication until we realize, oh, they don't speak the same language.
Who is responsible for allowing this man-animal to run around unsupervised?
The man-animal shot the Wrangler, sir.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be safe for a reveal or not, but it came across that way. So they're like, let's let him loose in the wild. He'll run around for a while, and then he'll go straight to his favorite food.
We'll take it to the mountains, along with a couple of the others. Let them think they've escaped. And then we'll sit back and watch it choose its favorite food. Yes.
Like letting him loose in the mall court. It's like, oh, I'm going to choose Sbarro. But instead, it's like, oh my God.
That's it. That's how we win the war, Sbarro.
I'm hiking in the mountains. I'm desperate for food. Oh my God, it's a rat. Okay. And then they're like, okay, that's his favorite food, so let's bribe him with rats from now on.
That's their favorite food.
Of course it is. They could have selected anything they wanted.
But it's not even cooked.
If man-animal prefers its rat uncooked, then our job is that much easier.
And like, that's kind of funny. And I'm guessing it was meant to be that way.
Probably, but it's
no,
not
it wasn't.
It makes them look like idiots.
Hold on. Everyone needs to understand, even though the clip is going to be shown, that there's John Travolta in a Rihanna beehive wig with go-go boots. And he's holding a dead rat corpse over this guy's face. And irritatingly being like,
Do you want lunch?
imagine your job is to try to bribe an alien species that you let out into the wild. They start devouring rat carcasses. So now every time he has a knowledge session, you're like, you want to eat it yet?
But
I need results.
Why would that be the best way to find it out?
It hurts so bad.
It's absurd.
And like, it's not even like, okay, for a storytelling device, what are they gonna gain by getting it out? Like when in that small excursion when they're running around the mountains and they eat the rat, he tries to jump off a cliff to kind of like, all right, let's just free ourselves, jump into this water. But there's really nothing in that time that they learn or discover, even for a storytelling element of it.
No, and the tragic thing is that the movie is not done. We have lost Annie in this moment. Well, we regroup. Here's Sammy Davis Jr. saying, "Here comes the judge."
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Judge.
Going back to the very beginning. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying probably the biggest faux pas of this movies that
onset stench
is not campy.
No,
Had it been campy,
for the way it looks, you
might have been able to turn it up.
It probably will say, okay, this is a comedy.
Yeah.
We're making it for fun, and it's.
What the hell is this?
Hey, I got the dailies here. What the?
I don't mind.
Dude, listen. Once you put on the Cybergoth rave, and those kids look exactly like John Travolta did. This is the best episode we've ever done. Nothing else has broken me like this.
Crap, lousy ceiling!
Going back to the very beginning, I don't remember why he leaves his camp, his cave people.
The smell.
But he meets Tig from Sons of Anarchy and a fat guy.
He is going outside trying to find something, and then he gets chased.
Yeah, but why?
All right, screenwriting day one.
Oh no, he's going to bury his father.
You better not let anything happen to you out there.
Where's the body?
What?
Because his dad died as soon as he comes back to base camp.
Holy shit.
She doesn't even say, welcome, hey baby. She just says your dad's dead.
This is all the medicine I can find.
I'm sorry. The gods took your father in the night.
Yes.
Well, here dad's dead.
And so he goes over there, he finds the two guys with the spears.
Wait, but he's not carrying a body.
It's off screen. It's much easier if you do it off screen.
He finds himself in the middle of a
gigantic
course,
golf.
And thinks these things are gods and monsters.
Yes.
And like, how stupid has the human race devolved into?
Well,
that this is like, oh, these are gods. Like the dude with the Michelin Man. It's like, oh, that's a god. See this and that, and like, okay, that's like that's a funny kind of satire. But it's not handled with the tongue-in-cheek nature.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing. The whole thing is played straight.
Quite an accomplishment.
So he's like, hey, I'll feed you guys if you show me a god. So they go to the Michelin Man. They show him, hey, this is a god, and the guy cooks him some rabbit. And then that's when Turl shows up and starts blasting everybody. So they're running away, and then the fat guy is trying to run down the escalator, but he's like, I'm gonna just jump. And he just jumps and lands directly on his ankle.
Forget about me, get the hell out of here! I can't move!
And the thing just snaps in half like a twig.
Yes.
He's just screaming in pain. Like, what did you think was happening from a fall from that high?
I've never experienced gravity before.
And I'm like, it's hard to understand how stupid, or to really understand the level that they're at, because they learn so much and so fast at the end. It's not even like, hey, I'm going to learn to be a good person and revolt and stand up for myself. It's like, hey, I'm using this crazy technology. I'm flying a jet.
They go from not knowing anything, because
They don't know what a triangle is.
Yes.
And then 20 of them are flying fighter jets.
That's the thing, exactly. They go. I'm sure, maybe, that in the book, the time is expanded.
Yeah, it helps.
It's like in Harry Potter, that if you're watching the first movie, he just goes to play Quidditch and he's already an expert. In the book, he starts and he fails, and so there is kind of like I understand that the compression of time.
But what can I do?
I mean, it's necessary, but with this big of a leap, you got to do.
Yes.
Like, they all got to, like, steal the brain machine, and they all get in there. And, like, it's the idea of, like, some sort of alien... Because I think they have an alien hologram talking to him, saying, I think he was also another enslaved race.
A meek.
That's what it's called?
No.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm telling you things.
So I'm guessing it's supposed to be, like, some sort of alien spiritual or technology, or almost like the Avatar braids banging each other.
Excuse me, but I am your instructor, if you will forgive such arrogance, for I do not have the honor to be a cyclone. I am but a lowly Klingo language slave.
So you need something like that where like, okay, I'm going to plug into this weird octopus alien thing. That's where I'm going to get my information from, and I'm instantly smart.
Yeah.
Like a brain
Like the Matrix.
meld
The
or
Matrix
something.
program,
Yeah.
the Kung Fu program. That's what made me think of.
It's more like...
And that's okay. They kind of
more
did
like
that.
Johnny Mnemonic or the Matrix, because
I've never seen Johnny Mnemonic, but the Matrix literally loads the program and it teaches you the...
yes, but the fact
I mean, you
that
have to train still.
the way it's described is that
Oh
he
my
is
God.
given information, not necessarily that makes you smart.
Exactly.
If
Like
you,
it's like we're giving you information. I mean, it could be the way you're ingesting it that helps
Sure.
you learn it faster. But also, why do they want him to know so much? Because they think he's smart
Yeah.
and they can be a valuable asset to them?
apparently,
Please forgive my pretension as I try to educate you in Cyclone, the noble language of our superiors.
Because that's also confusing. Like, they speak the same language. Why are they not, like, swapping
Dude, you have
stories
to.
or understand?
You have to set something up to establish like that's.
Unless they did and we missed it.
I don't think. Did they say? If you have a plot point being like, because it literally becomes a thing that we need to train them to speak the language, you have to give the audience some indication that you're not. They're both speking English.
We
It's
can understand them,
ridiculous.
but they're not speaking English.
Si, say, Sam.
You understand? You understand me? Are you hungry, little fella? Yes?
it was done well. I have memory serves because I haven't seen it in forever. But in The Hunt of Red October, that it starts with Sean Connery and another gentleman speaking Russian. They speak Russian, and the camera zooms close to him, and halfway through that discussion,
Бодрствующий и хранящий одежду свою. И он собрал их на место, называемое по-еврейски Армагеддон. And the seventh angel poured forth his bowl into the air, and a voice cried out from heaven, saying, "It is done."
so it's a way of saying, I mean, yes, they should be talking Russian for sake of. It's not like one of those movies in the 40s and the 50s where the Nazi were talking English with the German accent, or it's they made the joke at the beginning of To Be or Not to Be with Mel Brooks and Bancroft.
Dziękuję! Dziękuję! Jaki wrzaski? Wiesz, jakie wrzaski? Te dziękuję, 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 dziękuję. Wiesz co? Mam cię w dupie.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of clarity and sanity, the rest of this movie will not be in Polish.
You get 2 bouquets of roses, and I get to watch.
Why don't I just speak in English? Okay?
Exactly.
You will soon be relocated to a new mining site. And if any of you get any bright ideas about escaping, just keep in mind that although you know nothing about firearms, I certainly do. I graduated top marksman in my class, and I can kill any one of you at over 1,000 paces. Tell them what I've said.
You try to run, he'll kill us.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, but what you have to remember is that as soon as we blow the dome, boom, stage 2 alarm.
What is that?
Thousands of gas drones and troops are going to be teleported down here. We can't fight against that.
But yes, it's such a disaster on...
Like, I mean, like we said, we've heard about this for so long, and
Yes.
it's 24 years old now at this point.
It lives up to the expectation for being a disaster, but not surprise. That's the thing that is surprising. I mean, from what this guy was saying, yes, the Scientology Grand Poobah was hands on it, but the movie itself, I didn't pick any Scientology messages from them. I mean, unless Scientology, you have to eat rats. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. But it's just like a bad movie.
And that is final.
It is, at a certain point, you were saying, just end. It's even, there's supposed to be this battle that it should be the rebellion and...
No, it's funny because you
don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes, of course, the reason why we do stuff like this is the bad turns entertaining, and clearly from my inescapable laughter, there were parts of it. But yes, the actual story, it was one of those times where I was just like, there's nothing of me is attached to this. I can barely follow what this is. I don't care. Across the board, it really did. And more so than other Trite Nights we've done. Like Catwoman, I was like, wow, it really is that bad.
You boys thought you could come in here and steal all these beautiful things? What a perfect idea.
And going back to Rise, when we did Rise of Skywalker, I was like, will it be as hated as I remember? And it was.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
And yet, this one, I'm trying to think of the other Trite Nights we did were, because I know they were
Afterlife.
We did?
Egon Spengler can rot in hell.
Anyway, point being, yes, this one really, truly was like excruciating. Again, not without its absurdities that made me just cry laugh.
Unfortunately, it's not
just boring.
It's on the threshold of being so bad that's good, because eventually it devolves into this fights and action that you don't care for anybody.
I don't mind.
Because unfortunately, John Travolta looks like that he's forgotten how to act. And
He
how
don't
to,
give a shit.
Yeah, how to make an empathic. Because
galaxies.
While you were still learning how to spell your name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
You can create an empathic villain that
Yeah.
you are siding
absolutely,
with him.
yeah. Thanos.
And instead, nothing. There is absolutely nothing to. It's not villainous enough that when he finally has his comeuppance, which is fairly tame.
He loses an arm, he doesn't even wince.
Yeah.
Do they not feel pain?
Apparently not, because even Forrest Whitaker loses a hand. And
it's like there's like a Play-Doh stump. I'm like,
Yes.
wait, is there blood? Is
you
there?
would think
what are you
that
made out of?
something.
Please, I made a mistake.
Now, give me the original disc, then meet me at the teleportation platform in 2 hours.
So you don't have a satisfying comeuppance. You don't have nothing. And even Barry Pepper's character has, even if he just goes and jumps and there is no. The love story is absolutely not. You see her at the beginning and at the end.
I fairly forgot
she
was
becomes
there.
a prop halfway through it, but nothing happens.
I didn't think you'd mind.
It's there. It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
And has nothing to do with Scientology. It's just like a bad movie per se.
Scientology, however, is a bad religion.
Yes. No, but it's kind of like, it's like on the surface, this one, it looks like you say, oh, this is a movie from Scientology, so is preachy. No.
Yeah.
No, it's just bad.
It's
Just
the
bad sci-fi.
equivalent of, oh, this is a Ghostbusters with 4 female actresses, and so it's going to be bad. No, it's just like a bad movie.
Because the women.
It has nothing. It has nothing to do with the fact that there are 4.
Well, but then again, we don't really know like what does Scientology preach. Like if we had to put it into like a, because I mean you
in
can
a South Park episode.
Well, getting gold and killing people. I don't think that is a religion.
You're thinking of rap music.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Oh my God. Did we? I don't know if we. Who knows what just
Oh,
happened?
don't forget Barry Pepper walks in the class.
Carlo, let's eat.
And it's
it's
supposed to be like, oh my God, he's never seen glass before because he's living in the desert. But this glass is dirty, filthy, has water trickling down it, and he walks right into it like it'll be like clear, like the wife just cleaned the windows, the patio door.
How long have the aliens been screwing up
That's
the
why
passive
it's so
Earth that they
confusing
haven't?
where it's
They don't know what glass is. Glass has been around since the 19.
But I mean, like,
glass around?
if these people
glass has been around since
the ancient Phoenix,
the ancient Pahonix. How do you? How much did you mess up Earth? This dude has never seen glass.
No one has a book. No one's ever traveled to the city and come back with any artifacts.
No one has made a bonfire on the beach because glass was discovered like that. Fire on the sand. So
Listen, serious question.
In 1,000 years, you would think that at least
yeah,
one.
and people, and obviously he goes out and tries to scavenge. So in 1,000 years, no one's.
This is a serious question. Why did they leave in John Travolta bashing his head against the ceiling? This is a serious question.
It seems like it was kind of just a luck of the day, and like, oh wow, that's great, keep it
right?
up.
Yeah,
But on
keep it
beyond the laughs, it doesn't serve a purpose.
No,
and it's very overt that he hits his head. Like, damn it!
I think it's like, oh my God, he's getting so frazzled and
He
frustrated
says
at the point.
something like a stupid ceiling or something like that.
Crap lousy ceiling!
And so I don't know if they say, okay, let's
stupid giant head, sloping ceiling.
Let's make it look like if even the alien race is stupid. But that would be the only thing.
That's. But you picked up on what I'm saying is that it's overt enough that it's like it's not just like, okay, for instance, the infamous Stormtrooper head bump.
Take over. Need to heal.
Clearly, just an extra in the background that bumped his head that became fan lore. This is front and center enough that it's like.
Yes.
Okay, it's not like it goes on for a minute, but he walks, hits his head, is like, damn stupid ceiling, and I'm like, it's not the tone of this movie at all.
No,
he's in a big, ridiculous head. You can't help but chuckle. Like, why is it so, for 10 seconds, just highlighted that he bashes his head into a sloping ceiling?
It's a mystery.
Crap lousy ceiling!
Oh, my God. Are we done?
Yes.
Did we discuss everything? You know what? This is going to be hard to vote because I've never laughed like this in the 90-something episodes we've done of Jams ever. This completely broke me down with this idiot. What the hell is this? Okay.
Do not watch this movie by yourself.
No. But with friends, it might be godly. Well, maybe if you're on a bunch of drugs, like on a real cackling cough syrup fever dream.
Probably you're stopping at the menu and you're happy with that.
I don't know how to vote because I think I have to give credit to how much I've completely been crippled on this couch, barely able to breathe with laughter.
But that was after the fact. We were laughing during the movie.
Yes.
But
all right, I guess I'll attribute the fact that I was laughing to.
Forgot to say your line.
Oh, let's express our feelings by throwing pieces of paper. I'm gonna go all in. 1, 2,
90 episodes.
3,
Is it episode
4.
90?
No, I don't think it is. 5. I could be wrong.
9 probably. I don't know.
So I'm gonna do a full 5 because, in spite of how much I was cackling, the movie did not translate, and I was viciously bored. And I think it earns its hype, which sometimes I feel like is rare, but it earned its bad hype. Full 5 for me. Even though my stomach is so sore from laughing
5
right
might
now.
have been 6. Who knows? It could be 10. Same reasons. Awful. 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 Awful.
Same. 5.
MaJaMa.
Crap lousy ceiling!
Well, guys, a trite night living up to the hype. Oh my gosh. I've been hearing about this for over 20 years. It was actually about to be a quarter of a century old next year. And if you guys are bad movie enthusiasts, go check it out. This is the one in all our episodes of Jams that damn near crippled me. I think for a 20-minute segment in the middle of this, I could not breathe. I just could not. And yeah, guys, stick around. We'll be back with new Jams and some more new Enzos coming up and a whole bunch of stuff with your buddies on the paper-filled couch here on the MaJaMa Jams channel. And once again, from us to you, that was a jam. Turl.
MaJaMa.
We're gonna stage this revolt inside the dome. So the Cyclos are gonna have to come inside the city to round us up. And that is when we blow the dome.
Ah, blow the dome. It's funny because it's a double entendre. It could be misconstrued as something erotic.
MaJaMa.